What's going on, folks? Ted from Nerd Immersion here, and I just wanted to once again remind all of you folks that Epic Legacy Tome of Titans Volume 2, which is currently out on Kickstarter, still has 33 hours left to go. And in a final push to show off some of the cool stuff, the team from 2C Gaming has actually sent me some exclusive prompts and showing off some of the cool actions of two of the different characters that are the Epic Titans that you'll see. One of them being Dendar the Night Serpent, another being a group of vampires. So I will remind you that there is a link in the top of the description as well as a pinned comment, and this is a tracking link, so this will show that if you guys come and go back it from my link, it lets 2C Gaming know that Ted from Nerd Immersion was the one that pushed you there. And the reason that I ask, if you do decide to back it and you go from that link, the importance of that is this helps to build clout for me to help push things out and show other folks that, the Nerd Immersion community can really come out in droves if the content is worthwhile. So as you can see, I'll just do a quick rundown of the Kickstarter and then we'll show off that cool stuff. They have broke 100,000 on their original goal of 10,000. So we have unlocked several stretch goals. Now, again, you can go and check my original video where I went through and sort of talked about this. And I will remind you that there are a variety of free previews. These four that you can see right here: Master Sin, the Burning Claw; Nullthoom, Doom from Beyond the Stars, the one we reviewed in the last one, which is sort of like an evil planet moon creature; Anazel Shan, the Creator here; and Althias, the Draco Fiend. You could also see some of the additional ones. Now, again, you can, if you're unfamiliar with the Mythic that you see here, this is a sort of a unique system designed for the Epic Legacy style of stuff, where we're talking level 20 plus, which a lot of these Titans are designed for completing and combating in an epic level campaign, but they also have non-mythic stat blocks if you wanted to use them in your standard levels 1 to 20 campaign. Now, as I said, you can see a variety of these different ones here. We have the Ring of Power, which I mentioned a bunch last time, but we have Dendar the Night Serpent, which is one of the ones that I have some of the previews for, and Mircalla, the Beloved Countess. Now, I don't really have a ton. I have a picture, an art prompt for it. To me, that very much evokes either a Carmilla or an Elizabeth Bathory, someone who is very big into vampires and Castlevania and all that kind of stuff. These names ring true to me, and it kind of evokes that vibe. But again, as you can see, a variety of other ones are still to be announced. But if we go ahead and scroll down, again, here's a little bit on the tiers, right? You can get a digital copy for 25 bucks, print and digital for 55, the updated version for 99, and then a whole collector's box set for 380. But you are getting a bunch of stuff with that. You are getting the deluxe version of Epic Legacy Tome of Titans, the exclusive dice, the dice bag, DM screen, stat cards in the collector's box, plus the option to add in the other books as well. So let's go see what we got as far as our stretch goals. So first of all, we unlocked the Titan magazine, which I mentioned in the last video is sort of an ongoing article series in a kind of a zine magazine form that provides you with new Titans. So this will be issues 11, 12, and 13. 3 new Titans: the Enig Machine, a mind-shattering device of incalculable complexity; Prisoner 471, a mortal whom even the gods could not kill; and a Titan voted on by the community. We also have issues 14, 15, and 16, the Great Despoiler, and Ooze of Pure Corruption; Michaelos, the Angel Blade Master, and another community-voted Titan. And we started to unlock things that I was very excited about, and I would love it if we could hit the other ones. But this is the Eldritch Epic Chapter 1 here, which is, it unlocks the first chapter of Eldritch Epic, a series of adventures designed for characters starting at level 21, right? So this is post level 20 using the Epic Legacy system. Divided up into 5 chapters, each one building up and making the hero seem truly heroic. It starts off with a bang. As a gateway to a strange and powerful plane is discovered and the forces of its ruler, the Emperor of Midnight, are unleashed. Chapter 1 takes you from levels 20 to 21. It will also be available in a soft cover print. We also hit 100K, which unlocks Chapter 2, which will take characters from level 23 to 24. If it gets up to 125K, which is what I'm hoping we'll at least see, will get us epic prestige classes. Again, this is kind of new, awesome subclasses for all of the base classes, as well as the Elementalist, which is sort of the unique level 1 to 20 class, included in the campaign codex. And as we can see, if we manage to keep going, 150 is chapter 3, 175 is chapter 4, 200k is chapter 5 of that book, taking you all the way up to level 30. So that would be a really awesome thing to see that structure from the folks who designed the Epic Legacy system, having levels 21 to 30 in an adventure that they wrote. So let's go ahead and take a look. I have some teaser text here in a document. So we have Mircalla Karnstein, which I think we should show off the image here. So again, I get very kind of Carmilla, Elizabeth Bathory, maybe it's the red kind of crimson robes here, but we can see obviously a vampire countess. And she is, it says, you know, subtitle here, Beloved Countess, Sample Actions, Insidious Command. Mircalla utters a magical command chosen from the following options to an enemy creature she can see within 120 feet that can hear her. They must succeed on a DC 24 Wisdom saving throw or suffer the corresponding effect. Reminder, these are potentially mythic characters that are end-game bosses, so you are seeing things like DC 24 saving throws. Sacrifice, the target loses 5d10 hit points, and then she gets them back. The target takes 10d12 psychic damage, which is just a big hit, half on a success. Treachery. The target uses their reaction to make a weapon attack against a creature of Mircalla's choice. And it says the attacking creature does everything in its power to harm the target. That is, I think, specifically written in there for things like sneak attack and smite, right? It says that it does everything in its power. So if you're a paladin and you're like, well, I have to attack my friend, you're just going to hit him with the sword, right? But if it says to harm them, everything in your power, yeah, you're going to tack on a smite to do that extra damage. And then lastly, we have tribute here. On the target's next turn, it moves towards Mircalla by any means necessary and hands her an object of her choice that it's carrying, or drops the object, right? If you have a cool weapon, you hand it over, drop the thing, the bauble that she wants, that you stole. And then lastly, we have Dendar, the Night Serpent, which we have an awesome image of Dendar. I've never seen Dendar sort of in this Cobra-like form, and I'm very much digging it. I also like seeing a little party down here. This art is fantastic. It looks like the cosmos opening up above it. Very cool. And we have planar form. Dendar is over 1,000 feet long and 30 feet wide, typically occupying a 100-foot cube on the battlefield. She can exist on 2 planes at once, but the majority of her form is contained in the plane of dreams, with only her head being targetable by attacks in the other planes. Her head occupies a 20-foot cube, which can be moved anywhere else within her space whenever she moves or attacks without provoking attacks of opportunity. She takes half damage from creatures on other planes, and her attacks deal half damage, which is kind of a nice trade-off. Creatures on the plane of dreams, such as those affected by her Soul Tear trait, interact normally. And let's see what Soul Tear is. Soul Tear. When Dendar reduces a creature to 0 hit points with an attack but doesn't kill them outright, she can rend their soul from their body and pull it into the plane of dreams. The creature's body is unconscious and cannot be woken up. That creature's soul form statistics are identical to their physical form, except that it regains full hit points and gains a flying speed equal to its speed and can hover. If a creature's soul would be reduced to 0 hit points, it is instead reduced to 1 and is stunned until the end of its next turn. So it's a very interesting concept because it essentially pulls... It's like a boon, but it's also not. So getting ripped out and getting pulled into the plane of dreams means now you can interact with Dendar on a 1-to-1 basis. You still have your statistics. You actually get a health bump up to full and a fly speed. But if you are reduced to 0 hit points here, you're instead reduced to 1 and stunned until the start of your next turn. But that also separates you from the party. The party is on another plane of existence, so you can't get benefits from healing. And if they're killed, and that's the other thing, right? So you might be like, oh, that's definitely the move. But if she only rips one person to the plane of dreams, which she's obviously super intelligent, so that's what you do. Maybe you rip the cleric to the plane of dreams. And now the party, while yes, they're only dealing half damage and being dealt half damage from her on the material plane, the healer, the cleric, is on another plane of existence and can't get there to do that healing. So you could just down the party on the material plane, kill them, and the cleric, while it is able to interact and potentially can't die in the plane of dreams, although its body could get mutilated, it can't get back to that other plane unless it has access to some sort of planar travel ability. So very, very cool stuff. I definitely loved seeing all the awesome abilities and things that the team from 2C Gaming puts together. And again, I don't know if I said it at the start, but I will thank them for sponsoring this video as well. So 33 hours left to go, again, as of me recording this video, so be sure to go and check out Tome of Titans Volume 2 on Kickstarter. Again, links in the description as well as a pinned comment. Let me know your thoughts. Are you interested at all in playing using these Titans? Even if you're not doing an epic legacy campaign where you're playing levels 20 to 30, would any of these be interesting to you? I think so. I like the concept of building such an epically bad creature that you have that you can wrap entire campaigns around. And something to consider, folks, is this could be like the super mega ultimate boss for your campaign, but your party doesn't need to know that up front. And a lot of the time, these epic characters, these epic creatures, right, they have pawns and minions that the party might think is the one that they have to beat. So, for example, if we use the Ring of Power as an example, which is obviously an analog for the One Ring from Lord of the Rings, right? If the ring is the bad guy, Sauron is sort of the pawn. So the party might know about, in this instance, Sauron early on and wants to fight and defeat Sauron. And that's their whole purpose, not knowing that this entire time Sauron was just a puppet for the true villain, which was the ring. And obviously you can do things like that. And I really like that sort of multifaceted, multi-layered villain structure, right? You know, Cthulhu, right, could be your villain, but the party only knows about a certain disciple of Cthulhu, and they think that that's the ultimate big bad, and they beat them only to like around maybe like level 15 or so, only to then learn that they were just fighting the general. The real person in charge is something much bigger, much stronger, and they need to get stronger to be able to fight him. So anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, and I will see you all next time.